Once again.
Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's Mobile Mechanics. We have just come to service this VW Polo. We've done a previous video where it was misfiring, now we're just going to do a service. So we just have the engine running for a while just to warm up the engine oil. And we have a pollen filter, cabin filter, a air filter, oil filter and spark plugs. So we can just unclip this little plastic cover here. You've got 4 good clips and we can take them off. Then we use a pick to pull open the ignition coils. So once we've disconnected the ignition coils, you just obviously pull them out of the plugs once they're up, and then we can get to the spark plugs. So it's just a 3-cylinder engine, so there's only 3 spark plugs. Once all of the spark plugs are loose, we can just retrieve them out. And now we can get our new ones in. It's 1, 2 and 3. Now we've tightened those back up, we can get the ignition coils back in. 1, 2 and 3. And you just connect up your plugs and then push down until you click them in. Inside the passenger side of the car, up underneath, we have some little clips right here. Push that one forward, pull this one back, and I can pull down up on the interior cabin filter. Just get that out there. It's a nice and easy one actually, very easy to get out. Some of these are a right pain to get out. You can see that wasn't changed in a fair while either. We've got the new filter, we'll just slip that up. New filter's in place. We can just put back the plastic cover here and then we're good to go. So that's the cabin filter done. Now we can move on to the air filter, which is in this box. I remember looking at these cars the first time I seen one and I thought there's something wrong here because the engine's sitting on the sitting a bit wonky, but they're all like that. I don't know why. Engine sits to the side, and we would normally use an extraction to get the oil out. But again, if you look at the engine, the extraction, the dipstick tube runs down the back of the engine there, and then the engine is sitting leaning forward as well, so the oil sump doesn't even sit level. So I think we'll just get it out from underneath. Now to get the airbox off, you've got 4 screws on each corner and they're very rusty as well. If you look at try and get it focused there. There's not really much left on the head there, but it's just about turning. So we're okay for this time. So that's the old filter there. Let's have a look. It doesn't look too bad. Not terrible, but get it changed. Now we've got the new one. It's just in there, just make sure it's all pushed down nicely all around the edges. So it's going to sit nice once the top's on. There you go. Here we have a 36mm socket. We're just opening the oil filter nice and slowly. We'll remove the oil cap. Just going to get a jack under the car, raise it up. Just get a stand there underneath the car. So we're just going to use a T40 here to open the oil sump, T40 Torx. We'll just let that drain into the oil pan there. While the oil is draining, we can remove the oil filter now. So all of the drips have gone. And we can just pull off the old filter and bin that. Get the new filter on, push that in place, put the new ring on. And I've just got a little bit of oil on my fingers, so I'm just rubbing it all the way around that ring there, make sure it's all greased up. get the new filter back on. That's 25 Newton meters. So again, we'll use this to put the oil sump plug back on. Oil sump's back on, so we can the oil sump plug is back on, so we can now take out this old oil and dispose of it. And this can go back into one of our old drums. That's all gone. Remove our axle stand. Now we can lower the car. Now we have the really slow job of refilling the oil. These are quite slow to fill the oil up unless you pop out that centre piece of the oil filler cap there. But can be quite hard to pull out, so I don't tend to bother touching them. You can bend them. It just goes in like this, but it's just very slow. Ooh, gone a little bit fast there. So now the oil's all filled, 2.8 litres. Just going to use a bit of brake cleaner for any of the splashes that we made. Just give that a little spray up, clean her off, and just wipe up with some blue rag just to dry it all off. That's it, all done there. Now we can just use our stamp to fill out the service book, and this car has done 65,000 miles. So that's it, we're all done on this job. Car's all serviced. See you in the next video.